Rando people, I'm Rando and this is my OC review. It's not my first, but hopefully my best, since the other one was very not good. So I won't chit chat too much, as I have a friend's OC to review and she has waited long enough. Or he. I don't know. I'm not even sure if it's still relevant anymore, but I'll review her anyway. And this is the Black Rabbit of all evil, Waffles. She'll be here to justify or say points that I may have missed, or just to be there and be cute. So, let's do it! Okay, so her name is apparently Alice O'Crow, which is an odd name. And, oh dear, another self? Well, let's see how this goes, and the actual name, I don't know why she has two names, which is quite odd, is, Lucinda Harris Azura, which is quite an odd name, a rare English feminine name, and Harris are not, and Harris, a not so masculine name. And finally, Lucinda, a name that will tell you exactly where this is going, since the male variant is Lucius. Her name is apparently Reincarnation, but goes by Alice most of the time. Why is she a reincarnation? I thought she was the kid of Satan. Then why is she a reincarnation? And also, why does she go by Alice? Why that name? Why couldn't she just go by her own name, Lucinda? Okay, so her titles and nicknames was the Devil's Daughter, the Second Coming, and Lucifer's Daughter. Not sure who calls her that, since she seems to be going by Alice O'Crow or Lucinda Harris Azora or Reincarnation. Then she's got 3 more names that pretty much mean the same thing. Using this kind of character for creepypasta and horror and this kind of character is overused in my opinion. However, let's just see how it plays out and then judge it. Is she scary? Gender: female. Age: 15. And species: demon. Why does a demon have an age? I'd think she was quite human. Does she die like normal people, or does she just age forever? Because that could be interesting if you made a being that aged forever. Not like Twilight vampires, no. I was thinking like a person who rotted it with age, like rotted and got older, just couldn't die even though they rotted a lot. That could be quite creepy. Just food for thought, I guess, when she's older. This is giving me a Lucius vibe. Okay, so her hair colour is brown, her eye colour is brown, red when using powers, also when you escape the orphanage. Okay, first, red is kind of overused, especially I don't see how someone changes eye colour, even though they're like different form, but then again they're Satan's daughter, so I'm just gonna wave that off for now. Honestly, I think this shouldn't be needed, the actual hair and eye. Since you have a drawing of her which is down or up in the middle somewhere on this, even though I prefer descriptions, these aren't really giving much. I think you should summarize it all into one appearance category and add more detail. What's her face look like? Is she freckled? Has she got blemishes and cuts? Are there birthmarks or beauty marks? Any other defining features? That, or you can just link it. I'm not fussed. Her skin colour is pale. Not sure why all demons these days are pale, but I'll go with it. I won't push it too much. I think I know the author already knows she's pushing a bunch of limits because she makes a bunch of amazing characters and tries to give them all these weaknesses because she doesn't want them to be Mary Sue's that much. But I think it's okay to push the limits a little. It's okay to just have a bit of fun with it. If it makes some sense, then just do it. You don't really need one of these questionnaire profiles to fill out this character and prove it's not a Mary Sue. Just write a story and nobody needs to know the rest of the details, or in this case, make a game. Okay, so personality. Alice is a quiet and emotional girl. Hold on. A demon is emotional? I'd expect the devil's daughter to be uncaring. Okay. She tries to desperately fit in, but she cannot because of her strange aura. How is her aura strange? Is it spoopy? Does it make those around her uneasy? I'm also going to give the actual writing a different voice, so I'm not like blending it in too much. She wonders about life and is extremely curious about the outside, but does not want to go out there. Just like me. Lucinda. Lucinda is a curious girl. She is emotionless and quiet. Just like Alice. Okay, Alice is quiet, but you said she was emotional, so you just said just like Alice, but they're basically contradicting each other. But unlike her, she does not try to fit in, but rather wants to escape no matter what. Escape what? Fitting in? I'll read it later. Lucinda also shows no remorse for the people she kills, as they are standing in her way. Whoop! There it is. Split personalities. Why does a demon have split personalities? Fucked if I know. Just a heads up, Google is your saviour. You can find up a lot of interesting facts.
And Lucinda, they suffer from slight forms of autism when it comes to social skills and reacting to things. Example, when her bunny is taken away, she will throw a tantrum, and both Alice / Lucinda will try to attack the person to get it back.
Is the bunny Satan just watching over his kid? And no, this is kind of silly, but I actually thought when I first read that line you just heard just now, I actually thought you meant an actual bunny. That's why you should probably put in there that it's a stuffed bunny. That's because I was there like, oh dear, that bunny's gone. I love my bunnies. Bunnies are amazing. Ain't that right, Waffles? And then that bunny's just like secretly Waffles. Waffles is Satan. And okay. Another example for autism is that they are very literal. Autistic people can be calm. So why does she love that bunny that much? Also, isn't Lucinda emotionless? Why would she care? Also, why would Satan's daughter have such a human aspect such as autism? Is it Satan's daughter? Did her mother have autism that she could have gotten it from? I don't know. I don't know why Satan would pick a mother like that, because I think I'd assume that he'd want his daughter to be perfect in a murdery kind of way. Okay, appearance. Why? Appearance. Lucinda reveals that Lucia has long brown hair and brown eyes, which is stated before. She wears a long-sleeved white shirt with a blue necktie, which is tied like a bow. The blue necktie will turn red when you are portraying Lucinda. I'll explain this, you are. The author is planning to make a game in the future. It could be interesting, I guess, but this sounds a lot like Lucius so far. I'm getting serious Lucius vibes. If you know that game, you play as a little boy who goes around murdering because he's Satan's son. Yeah. Goes around and just murders his whole house and he's not allowed to get caught, you know. Okay, so. But how do the clothes change colour? I'd suggest making it, since she has an aura, you should show a clear aura in the art of the game if you're gonna ever make it. So it'll change colour for a different personality, maybe? It's just an idea. I mean, it's a game, so I'm not gonna question it that much. If a tie changed colour in the game, I guess it's just a way to see who's who. Okay, so she has a black vest that was gold trimming with buttons, a brown plaid knee-length skirt. I honestly don't see these clothes as someone trying to fit in, as the clothes are very odd. She's probably seen like magazines or something, even though she's been locked inside. Yeah, I'm adding this now, it's not on the script, I just wanted to say it. So she'd probably seen magazines and stuff, like she'd probably try to dress up as people in those magazines if she was the Alice side of her. I don't understand why she chose that clothing, since she only cares about killing and not fashionability. And well, one of her sides is confusing. Okay, so I'm going to explain that half of this is scripted, and it was my first reactions, but I'm going to add a little bit now and then. I'm going to try and make another voice for it if I remember, but I probably won't. Okay, so black and white stockings with brown lace-up boots. She mostly seen with her homemade bunny. Okay, I'm gonna end up singing this now. Yes, I gotta sing shittily for y'all. Anyway, so, and it's a handmade bunny. This is when I came to conclusion that it was handmade, and she didn't mention it before. Hang on though, isn't she like 15? If she wanted to fit in, wouldn't she ditch the bunny or hide it? That could be another idea. Maybe Lucia takes out the bunny and Alice hides it. If you can find a reason for Lucinda to care about the bunny. Maybe it'll do it because it's secretly evil, making Alice weaker and Lucinda stronger. It's a silly idea, but hey, why not? YOLO. And then it just ends up being like that in the future. I'm psychic. Okay, so the bunny is slowly withering away, just like her sanity. That last bit just made you the edgelord. You don't need to add that last bit. The bunny was given to her by her father, which basically means it's evil. Yes. Deal with things. Wait, father. I already wrote that in the script. I'm weird. I don't even obey the script. Her hair is described to be tangled with greasy while her skin begin oily and pasty white. She has large bags under her eyes and a look of innocence and fear, even though she's neither of those things. Also, another thing, why are those hair and eye things necessary when you have this appearance? Why aren't, well, they are part of parents, I just didn't read it before, but like, why do you repeat it? I mean, we can read, sorry. So, her sexual orientation is straight, not sure why they give a fuck, because they're emotionless, and their love status is taken. Someone is sure willing to die. I never really understood ships in horror characters, especially this kind. Lucifer's daughter. I didn't see her as actually wanting to be in love. Mental disorders / problems. Suffers from slight forms of autism, as you clearly stated before. Split personality disorder. Alice is a personality / persona, while Lucinda is her actual self. Why is Alice there in the first place? Why does Lucifer's daughter need to make another personality? I know, I read it, this is not scripted, I just read it before. Okay, so just gonna mention that now. Okay, so apparently she has demonic powers in general. Are there various types of quote-unquote demonic powers? Like, can she make lights flicker or some spoopy crap like that? I just don't understand. You should get rid of this point. Telekinesis, pyrokinesis, I'm pretty sure that, pyrokinesis, where she can make fire, I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Mind control via demonic powers. Saying demonic powers just kind of kills it even more. You just don't. Apparently she's extremely manipulative, as you said before, even though she has split personalities. I don't see ever being manipulated by someone emotionally broken, especially Satan's daughter, after I already knew that they were Satan's daughter. I don't think I'd ever trust them. Apparently they're intelligent. Again, it's split personalities. If one wants to fit in, then she'd most likely forget about learning. And non-scripted, I'm just going to add. Later on, you said that she was locked up, and all of us never let outside. How did she get so smart? Is she like, I think the real word you're looking for is sly. That's something people can be born with. Slyness. Or they can learn, and plus being Lucifer's daughter might have a contribution to it. But I don't think she'd be intelligent per se, because I don't think they'd actually help her learn. I don't think she'd know how to read or anything like that, because she just doesn't know. She's locked up, she doesn't know. Okay? Please notice she cannot do a one-hit kill. She has to use strategy, skills, intelligence, and stealth to kill the adults. Oh my god, this is so Lucius. Like, that's exactly what that game is, literally, just strategy. Oh my god. And that's a 6 or 5 or... How old is Lucius? I totally forgot. I think he was 7. Hey. Moral human weaknesses. But isn't she a demon? And also Satan's daughter? Holy themes and crosses. Items and crosses. AKA holy forces. It would also make it quite cool if she was sensitive to sunlight. Well, she's pale, so I'd assume she would be. Suffers from a slight form of autism. We get it, you've said that several times now. Will throw fits of rage if she has lost her rabbit or had it taken away from her. That's very, 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 very manipulative. That's the peak of manipulative right there. Right there, the peak of manipulative. Just tantrums. Her powers depend on her emotions. Can you explain that in deeper detail, besides saying she will lose control of her powers if she suffers from fear or anger? Can you say why? Because I don't. How does she get this fear and anger? Just out of curiosity. She's emotionless, right? I'd assume her to be calm most of the time, unless she's Alice, which then I'd assume she wouldn't really kill anyone. That's the human part of her, at least I assume it is. Okay. It was just a thought. I wouldn't clearly state who the real her is. It'll leave people to wonder a bit more. Since you might make this into a game or story, I'd make it more interesting. It would make it more interesting if she seemed like more of an innocent human. Even though that's been overused and it could turn out really shitty if it isn't done well. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm a demon from hell. I was an innocent girl 5 seconds ago. That's like borderline Mary Sue shit right there. But I can see it like being an actual interesting story if it's done well. You can talk to me a bit about it later if you're interested. An unsettling aura, not really a weakness. Also, this could be added to her personality as an explainer to why her aura keeps people away. Apparently she's extremely antisocial. Okay. I know Alice is, but I doubt the other one would really care. Is not the most attractive, but does not have great social skills. What? Is not the most attractive and does not. Okay, I read it as but, so. Okay, I had just fucked up my sentence. Anyway, but she can convince people that she did not kill the adults. Also, how does someone so antisocial and manipulative, be manipulative, how do they be manipulative if they're so antisocial and haven't ever been let out of their house? They'd only really know the people in their house are probably bitches to her. So, they need to have an understanding of human emotions and how people react. I also don't think someone emotionless would be terribly trustworthy, would they? Considering that's Lucifer's daughter right there. You see, Lucius in the game, he was smart, he was able to manipulate people, but he actually knew his family very well. The first 7 years. Plus, he was a 7-year-old boy. I don't think you could expect much from a 7-year-old boy, or however old he is. I totally forgot. He might be 10 or something. I don't even remember anymore. But I don't think you expect something for such a little boy. She's 15. She's a bit older, and there have been it's more likely for an older kid to be put into jail than a little 7-year-old. Even though there have been 7-year-olds who've done things like that, I don't think they'd expect the 7-year-old first up. So, game explanation / summary. Please know this is still under construction, so if some things don't make sense, it will later. Hopefully it does, because I've read it, and it doesn't really click. Okay, here we go. You play as Lucinda, the reincarnation of Satan. Satan's daughter, right? Or isn't she so she's apparently the reincarnation of Satan. Even though I don't really see Satan having a reincarnation. I just see him sitting in hell being like, I'm just gonna smoke this weed and bang these chicks all day, so mate. I don't see him just going to Earth to do this. I see him having a kid like in Lucius, just and ordering the kid around, but otherwise no, as his daughter, huh? No. So she's his daughter, but she's also Reincarnation. It's kind of confusing. Being evil from the start kind of kills it, in my opinion. Lucius did it fairly well, however, he has a totally different personality. And he's a 7-year-old, so... And the game was totally based around murdering some bitches. So... I'm not sure what this game is going to be based around. But I think he could do better than that. I honestly thought that Lucius was kind of weird, but it was a style of game where you could just let out your anger. But I really feel like this game that she's planning to make is going to be a lot like that. Your mother had found this out when you were born, and deciding for the world's safety, abandoned you at the family's orphanage. Your family's... Why is it a family's orphanage? Like... That's confusing. So, like, there's this orphanage, but it's a family who run it, so is it like a family who has a huge doc service? I don't think there are any orphanages anymore in that total, like, saying that way. People don't actually go to those anymore, I don't think. I think there's docs and childcare services now, which is basically what I think they are. This family might collect a bunch of kids and, like, just like, they run a kind of orphanage-like thing. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so. There you are. Treated like an outcast with a strange aura. In order to cope with depression and anger, you develop a split personality. You can't really develop a split personality unless you've gone through some really, really fucking traumatic shit. I'm pretty sure. But you have to actually have, like, the capacity to do it in the first place. And I don't think this person did, because it was Satan's daughter. I don't think Satan's daughter would have so much emotion to actually have depression and get a split personality, because they wouldn't give a fuck. So, anyway, in the end, this girl will play out just like Lucius, because they wouldn't give a fuck. Anyway. Also, why isn't she in jail yet? She's Satan's kid, after all. Also, I doubt the orphanage will supply such nice clothes as you described before. Wondering now, how could a mother kill her own daughter? Even though she was a daughter, I mean, leaving her behind would be just as hard as killing her. Either way, if she decided that humanity would be safe if she left her in an orphanage, that absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. Like, she's still alive, she's still well, she's just in an orphanage ready to fuck up humanity when she wants to. Okay, so your family members have already found out that you are the devil's daughter, therefore kept a close eye on you and laid crosses and holy things in nearly every room, making sure you never go outside. Why don't they kill her? I don't think these things can hold Satan's daughter forever, and they're fucking idiots if they think it will. And they seem to hate her enough to want to do it. They could also send her to get some help. There has to be one person who's not batshit crazy and could think that she could get some help. One day, the rabbit doll her father had given her gives a weak signal. What kind of signal is this? It doesn't like glow red or some shit like that? Oh, whatever. The signal manages to tell you the truth. Everything made so much sense now. Never made sense before. I guess it still doesn't make sense. I'm so confused. This is so gonna play out like Lucius. I bet. My God, it's just she's gonna go around. It's gonna be a puzzle game where she has to murder everyone. It's just gonna be Lucius. It did not matter what happened to you now. You wanted freedom, you wanted revenge, you wanted to fulfill your father's wishes. That's an awful lot of wants for an emotionless person. Also, as stated before, you said she was a reincarnation of her father, so it's just like she wanted her own wishes. It's really confusing, the reincarnation things. But what if she turned out in the end to be just a normal person with powers? It's a game, so just think of Matilda. Yeah, think of Matilda. She has like the telekinesis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's telekinesis powers where she can make things float around with her mind. She's no evil child. What if she was a kid like that, where she somehow has enough brain power to fucking make things move or something like that? But her family were super Catholics, and they made her believe that she was actually evil. Also, why does she want all of this? I'm pretty sure she's still kinda human. According to what you said before, she just sounds human. She's also lived longer than the little boy Lucius, and she has a split personality, so she'd think she was cray, I reckon. Her other person, I think her quote-unquote real personality was cray. So, let's go. Her weapons are powers, crosscut, mallet, I remember how crochet. I'm pretty sure that's pronounced crochet. Crochet, mallet. I don't even know what that is. Various house objects when it comes to killing the adults. And I looked at her reference. They're freaking strange. She's strange looking, and she doesn't really have the aura of innocence you talked about before. I mean, she could, but she doesn't really. She has like creepy ass eyes, and it's just weird. Well, they're not like, I'm not scared of them, but like they're too creepy to be innocent, I hope this critic helps somewhat. Overall, I give this character a 4. With some bias. I'm gonna admit it, with some bias. But it may seem a little harsh, but I just don't find her scary. And I think she'll end up a lot like Lucius, which is... I didn't really think the game was that good. I mean, it was interesting, the concept, but it got kind of repetitive and boring at the end. I don't know. Yeah, so. And the other points I mentioned. Well, you could probably get away with it, maybe. I mean, it is a game, so if you think that the concept is going to be like that, then fuck it, go ahead. It's your idea, and it's a game, so I'm not going to bother worrying about it. Yeah, so. She's getting a few points because the author did seem to try. He really did. And she could play out to be an interesting game, since games like these don't need to make complete sense. You don't need to add a whole backstory or anything. You just drop her somewhere and say you have this task and this task. You don't need a total backstory for games, especially games like this, because sometimes backstories kind of fuck up the tension, Yeah, that's my personal opinion. It's just a song. It's not going to spook you. Unless it's like a theme that you're going to use in the game, then go ahead. Go ahead. Maybe you could use like 2 different themes. Or maybe that could be where you can tell who is who. Maybe you could use one theme for the innocent character and another theme for the murdery character. So you can tell the difference easily. Person will get used to knowing who is who, because they'll hear the change in music. If you ever make the game, it's just a food for thought. And this is probably not even relevant anymore. You've probably scrapped this idea a long time ago. But I'm going to review it anyway because I need something to review on this channel. Anyway, this was my pretty damn long review, I have to admit. But I hope you enjoyed it somewhat. I hope it wasn't too boring, even though it probably was, because I'm probably going to be bored to death editing it and like adding pictures and stuff. It's going to be evil. And I hope you all have a good day. You can reply and you can send out your own characters to get a review. It doesn't have to be creepypasta, but it can be like a non-fandom OC. I might post a video on something like that soon, or the fandoms and stuff I might review, because I'm not into like huge fandoms like Bleach, Naruto and stuff like that. I just got bored of those. I mean, I started watching Bleach, but then I only realised so many episodes. I'm here like, dear God. Bye bye random people, and I hope you have a freaking amazing day. Or night, or evening. Toodles.